Okay.
And welcome to Tutor Time with Mallory. I had the honor and privilege of interviewing Miss Kristen Satterfield. How are you doing today, Kristen?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Mallory. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Why did you want to work in the education system?
I knew that I always just wanted to serve people. I always loved people. To be honest, I just wanted to somehow help them. I always worked with children, since I was a teenager, I worked with kids in church and in the community and Girl Scouts, and it just naturally progressed. I've worked in daycares, I've worked in public school, I've worked in private school. I just love the honesty of children, their excitement, how unique they are, their individuality. So I love all those things about kids.
How long have you worked at Wayne Christian School?
I've been here for 6 years. And then overall, I've taught about 14 years in a lot of different capacities.
What is your favorite thing about working at Wayne Christian School?
One thing I love about our school is that I get to teach from a biblical worldview. I believe God is a part of every single thing. All things were made by Him and for Him. And so that is a part of what I teach. This year I'm teaching elementary art, high school life skills, and middle school theater. And so all of those things it's so many obvious areas where we can incorporate biblical foundations in teaching.
What are your teaching specialties?
I got my undergrad in psychology, and then I went back and got my master's in human services with a focus in marriage and family counseling. So I did not go to school to be a teacher, but I've taught a lot of different things, most of them in private schools. I've taught elementary art for about 4 years. I taught middle school and high school art for 4 years. I taught middle school computer for a year. I've taught 6th grade math for a little while. So I've taught a bunch of different things.
What are the 3 most important skills when it comes to working in the education system?
Okay, that's a very good question. And I also, when I was thinking about that, that's a tricky question. But for me, in my experience, it has to be a passion for children, right? And education in general. If you don't like people or kids, this is not the job for you, right? I also believe you have to be flexible. Nothing is ever the same. Every kid is different. You have to teach them differently. Every class is different. You have to approach them differently. So nothing is the same. You have to be flexible. It's not going to go your way. I also think creativity. You have 5 minutes. You don't just sit there. What can you do in 5 minutes, right? Or if you're having a hard time with a child, there's a reason. So what can I do to bring out that child's individuality, to make a connection with them, to serve them uniquely? So creativity.
What advice would you give the viewers who want to either work in the education system or would like to work within the education system?
Great question. This year I'm teaching life skills for the first time, and in our 4th 9 weeks we were talking about career skills. So we did a lot of, we actually took like personality tests and kind of discover what some of your natural strengths are, and then talked about also skills that we can develop and we can help grow. And so I recommend to them to find someone that is in that field. In a non-COVID world, I would recommend shadowing someone in that environment, if you could do that regularly, and then multiple environments. If you like, elementary age children, work in a kindergarten classroom for the day, see what you think. Maybe it's 2nd grade. Those first few years are so different. And so finding someone in that field, asking them questions, and ultimately shadowing them would be very, very helpful.
Thank you so much, Kristen, for joining me today. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Mallory. It was wonderful.
Thank you.